The story begins with Amanda meticulously planning a family retreat from their busy lives in New York City. Amanda is a high-achieving professional, juggling the stress of her demanding job and family life. Clay, her husband, is an academic whose easygoing nature often contrasts with Amanda's structured approach. Their teenage children, Archie and Rose, represent the classic Gen Z dynamic, always on their phones, mildly rebellious, and somewhat indifferent to family bonding. Amanda has booked a luxurious modern home deep in the woods of Long Island for this getaway. The house symbolizes everything she craves: peace, control, and a curated experience of nature, but with all the comforts of modern living. On the drive to the house, the family dynamic is revealed through lighthearted banter, minor squabbles, and Amanda's insistence on making this vacation perfect. When they arrive, the house is everything Amanda had envisioned: pristine, sleek, and secluded. Clay admires the architecture, while Amanda takes a deep breath, savoring the temporary escape from the chaos of the city. Archie and Rose explore the house, showing only mild enthusiasm for its luxury. The family spends their first evening unwinding. Amanda prepares a gourmet meal while Clay lounges by the pool. The kids, annoyed by the weak Wi-Fi, reluctantly settle for a board game. It's a picture of tranquility, but subtle signs of disquiet emerge. An eerie silence outside, the faint sound of distant thunder despite clear skies, and a flicker in the power. These are dismissed as quirks of rural living. Late at night, a loud, deliberate knock at the door jolts the family. Amanda and Clay exchange uneasy glances, their minds racing with possibilities. Who would be visiting this remote location at such a late hour? Amanda cautiously opens the door to find Ruth and G.H., an older black couple standing on the porch. Ruth, poised and articulate, explains that they are the owners of the house. G.H., visibly shaken, adds that a blackout has hit New York City and possibly beyond. They sought refuge here because they believe something catastrophic might be unfolding. Amanda and Clay are skeptical. The sudden arrival of these strangers disrupts the idyllic image of their vacation. Ruth and G.H., despite their calm demeanor, appear exhausted and uneasy. Amanda's instincts tell her to be cautious, while Clay, wanting to avoid conflict, suggests letting them stay for the night. Reluctantly, Amanda agrees, but the tension in the house is palpable. Ruth and G.H. retreat to a guest room, leaving the family to discuss the situation in hushed tones. By morning, the family realizes the full extent of their isolation. The power is still out, the internet is down, and their phones display no signal. Attempts to contact anyone outside are met with failure. The television shows only static, and even the radio is eerily silent. Ruth and G.H. share what little they know. They left the city because they heard unsettling reports of chaos spreading rapidly. They describe a scene of panicked crowds, gridlocked streets, and an overwhelming sense of dread. Amanda remains skeptical, wondering if their story is exaggerated or fabricated. Strange phenomena begin to surface. The natural world seems off-kilter. Birds move in chaotic patterns, and the air feels heavier. A sudden rumbling noise echoes across the property, a deep, earth-shaking sound that seems to come from nowhere. The windows rattle, and the noise leaves everyone shaken. The following day, Ruth and Amanda attempt to bond in the kitchen, but the effort feels forced. Ruth's calm, maternal nature contrasts sharply with Amanda's controlling personality. Meanwhile, outside, a strange sight greets them. A flock of flamingos has gathered in the backyard. Their vibrant pink plumage is a stark contrast to the grim tension inside the house. The group begins to notice other unsettling signs. Deer appear unnaturally close to the house, staring blankly at the occupants. A coyote howls in the distance, its cry haunting and prolonged. Ruth remarks that animals often sense danger before humans, a comment that lingers ominously. Clay and G.H. decide to venture into town to gather supplies and information. The drive is unnervingly quiet. Along the way, they pass abandoned cars and homes, their emptiness amplifying the sense of dread. At a gas station, they encounter a man who seems equally confused, muttering cryptic warnings about the blackout being just the beginning. The town itself is desolate. Shops are closed, and there's no sign of life. Clay and G.H. return to the house empty-handed, their faces grim. The lack of answers only deepens the group's anxiety. Back at the house, Archie falls mysteriously ill. He complains of dizziness and nausea, and his skin appears pale. Amanda panics, convinced that his condition is tied to the strange occurrences around them. Ruth suggests it might be stress-related, but her calm tone irritates Amanda, who interprets it as dismissive. The illness becomes a focal point of tension. Amanda and Ruth clash over how to handle the situation, with Amanda accusing Ruth of downplaying the severity of the crisis. Clay tries to mediate but finds himself caught between his wife's rising paranoia and Ruth's measured pragmatism. As the hours stretch into days, the characters' psychological states deteriorate. Amanda grows increasingly paranoid, questioning Ruth and GH's intentions. Are they truly the homeowners? Do they know more about the crisis than they're letting on? Ruth and GH, meanwhile, feel alienated, sensing Amanda's thinly veiled distrust. The tension boils over during a heated argument. Ruth calls out Amanda's prejudices, pointing out the unspoken racial and class dynamics that have been present since their arrival. The confrontation is raw and emotional, laying bare the fragility of their social bonds. One night, the group witnesses a phenomenon that changes everything. A massive glowing light fills the night sky, accompanied by a low hum that seems to vibrate through their very bones. The light is unrecognizable. Not a meteor, not an aircraft, but something otherworldly. The sight leaves everyone speechless, their fear replaced by awe and confusion. The event confirms their worst fears. Whatever is happening extends far beyond their immediate surroundings. The world they once knew may be gone forever. The movie concludes with the families still stranded at the house, their future uncertain. Archie's condition stabilizes, but the group remains paralyzed by fear and indecision. They sit together in silence, the weight of the unknown pressing down on them. The final shot lingers on the dark forest surrounding the house, its silence a reminder of their isolation. The ambiguity of the ending forces viewers to confront their own fears about humanity's fragility and the unpredictability of the world. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more movie breakdowns. And tell us in the comments, what would you do if you were in their shoes?